Hi guys, let's have a look at metric units. Metric units are used to convert from different measurements in length, volumes, and the mass. Okay, different countries use different units, but universally we use SI units. You will hear a lot about System International Units or SI units. The good thing is that in South Africa, we use SI units. Instead of miles, we use kilometers, for instance. Instead of pounds or ounces, we use grams or kilograms and so on. But even so, we need to be able to convert for different scales. Okay, so let's have a look at a mnemonic verse or a mnemonic rhyme that we usually use when we are converting our units. Did you guys know that King Henry or King Hector? I like King Hector because I know that the H is for Hector. Some people say King Henry, which is still fine. King Hector, it was tragic, but he died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so King Hector died by drinking chocolate milk. I'm gonna put the K and the H. So I'm just taking the first letters of the words KHD by drinking chocolate and milk. I did this deliberately. I deliberately wrote the first three letters as capital letters and the last three as small letters. In between by, this stands for basic. Okay, so these are the basic units. We'll discuss that just now. Let's have a look at this King Hector guy who died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, the K stands for kilo. H stands for hecto. D stands for deca, as in a decade. Okay, or deca. Okay. These units on the left, these are big units. And that's the reason why I've put them in big letters. These ones on the right, these are smaller units. The D stands for, remember this one was deca. This one stands for deci. So we can say decimeters, in other words, or decigrams. These are, C stands for centi, which you are very familiar with, centimeters, centigrams, and so on, or centiliters if we are talking about volume. And the M stands for milli, as in millimeters, milliliters, or milligrams, and so on. The basic part, now let's talk about the basic part. This part here, the basic part, refers to whatever we are looking at that time. It refers to whatever unit we are considering at that time. Give you an example. There are three units that we study, okay, for IG, well, up until IG level and so on, from stage 7 all the way. So, sorry, by IG, I mean IGCSE. So, for instance, we will look at the length, we will look at the mass, and we look at the capacity, or you can say volume. The units for length, the basic units for length are meters. The basic units for mass are grams. And the basic units for volume or capacity are meters cubed. meters to the power 3, or cubic meters. Okay. Now, this is all nice and dandy, but if we don't know how to use it, then it's just another tool. So let's have an example. Let's suppose now we are given the following example. We are required to convert, or to find out how much is 6,500 meters, and we want to find out how much is that, or we want to convert this to kilometers, km. 6,500 meters to kilometers. The rule of thumb here is that, okay, if you write your King Henry died by, which is your basic unit, drinking chocolate milk. Each time you move from a unit to the next one, we use the base of 10. So each time you multiply by 10 if you are moving from one unit to another. Now, again, I said that very, very crudely. If you move from the left to your right, okay, just like in your units there, let's suppose you're moving from left and you're moving towards your right, then your decimal will also move from left to right the number of times you are asked to convert. If you are moving from right to left, you again do the same thing. Look at this number here, 6,500 meters. So put your finger on meters. You want to go from meters to kilometers. Now move from from right, go all the way to the left to kilo, and count the number of times you've moved. So from meters we've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and we've moved to the left. Now, starting from where your decimal point is, or where your comma is, you move 6 times in the direction where your kilometer is in relation to your meters. So starting from there, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 here, 5, and 6. So we've got 0 there, comma, 0, 0, 6, 5. Remember that if zeros are after the comma and they are the last digits after the comma, we don't write them. So we consider our first decimal point there. Our final answer then for this problem is not 0, comma, 0, 0, 6, 5 kilometers. Okay. Thank you, folks. Please practice this, and please have a look at the examples that you've got in your book and practice those as well. Thank you very much, guys.